Today,
Galactic Council
we strike
falls into
back
panic
against the
when
collective.
humans refuse to talk.
For the future of
HFY.
humanity,
The Galactic
not
Council
fail.
convened in the Great Hall of Scifi Prime, a shimmering city suspended in orbit around a gas giant. The hall was vast, stretching for kilometers, and filled with representatives from hundreds of advanced civilizations. Some were crystalline beings, others shapeshifters, and a few existed in forms humans could barely imagine. Each delegate spoke in voices translated by quantum resonators, all harmonized into a common understanding. Today, one topic drew laughter and scorn more than any other: Earth. Earth? Asked Velnar, the towering being of steel and light. His voice rumbled like tectonic plates. That dusty blue world, surely we do not waste council time on primitive ape-like creatures. The chamber erupted in laughter. Holographic projections displayed images of Earth, sprawling cities, crowded oceans, forests, deserts, and mountains. The images seemed quaint, almost comical compared to the floating megastructures and energy-controlled planets of the Council. They still use chemical fuels, snorted Tyriak, whose body shimmered like liquid mercury. Their leaders squabble over rocks and gases. They cannot even travel reliably beyond their small moon. Why do we concern ourselves with them? Other delegates nodded, some showing visible amusement. Reports of Earth's space program, rudimentary AI, and sporadic interplanetary missions were presented, but each was dismissed as coincidence or beginner's luck. Even their attempts at advanced research were ridiculed. Meanwhile, on Earth, humanity had long known about the Council, not through official contact, but through subtle observations, strange anomalies in the outer solar system, occasional shifts in deep space signals, and glimpses of ships passing beyond Pluto before disappearing. Humanity had chosen a cautious path. They watched, learned, and prepared. But unlike the Council's arrogance, humans did not flaunt their progress. Deep in an orbital station above Earth, Captain Alara Jin watched the Council's broadcast feed in silence. Around her, the crew of the Odyssey worked efficiently, calibrating sensors and scanning distant stars. None spoke of the Council's mockery. None even flinched. Humans had long known they would be underestimated, and they were comfortable letting others believe it. Alara leaned over a holographic display showing a fleet schematic. "They think we are weak," she said softly. Her voice was calm, almost serene. "Let them laugh. Let them underestimate us. It is far more effective than them knowing the truth." Her second-in-command, Lieutenant Malik, raised an eyebrow. "Are we really ready for them? They have thousands of ships, advanced technology, fleets that can travel at speeds we can barely match." Alara smiled faintly. "That is the point. We do not need to match them openly. We need to outthink them, outmaneuver them. Our strength is not in arrogance. Our strength is in preparation and patience." The Council's emissary fleet, unaware of humanity's strategy, set course for Earth. Their ships gleamed with energy shields and weaponry that could obliterate continents. Each captain assumed victory was inevitable. "Expect resistance," warned Commander Vihiri of the Zorathi cluster. "Even primitives may attempt to defend themselves." "Ha," replied the emissary leader, a being called Ilvin. "Resistance. They are incapable of coordinated space defense. They are monkeys playing at war in a sandbox." Back on Earth, humans quietly activated orbital defense stations. Automated drones, stealth ships, and sensor arrays came online with flawless precision. Not a word was sent to the aliens. Humanity did not negotiate. Humanity did not plead. They simply prepared. As the alien fleet entered the outer solar system, a small group of scouts was dispatched toward Earth. Their sensors picked up nothing unusual at first. Earth appeared small, fragile, and quiet, a harmless blue dot in the vastness of space. Yet, subtle anomalies began to appear. A probe sent to the asteroid belt vanished without a trace. Another attempted to scan Earth's atmosphere but detected a complex network of cloaked energy fields. Signals returned scrambled, as if Earth's technology were intentionally hiding its presence. Within the council, confusion began to spread. "Why is nothing visible?" asked Tiriac, irritation creeping into his voice. "They should be building defenses, signaling their surrender, anything, but they do nothing." Velnar frowned. "Perhaps we underestimated them," he admitted reluctantly. The word was foreign, bitter on his tongue, yet he could not deny the anomalies. "Prepare for reconnaissance. Do not underestimate them again." Alara and her crew watched the alien ships appear on their long-range scanners. Hundreds of vessels, sleek and bristling with power, moving confidently toward Earth. Humanity remained silent. Their orbital fleets moved into position, stealth ships hiding in asteroid belts, AI-controlled drones preparing ambush points. "Remember," Alara said, addressing the entire bridge crew, "we show strength without arrogance. They expect noise and we give them silence. Patience is our advantage." The alien scouts approached closer, finally glimpsing the human defenses. At first, they saw only scattered satellites, minor space stations, and harmless-looking orbital platforms. "This is all they have," one scout transmitted. "Hardly a threat." But when the first wave of automated defense drones activated, targeting the scouts with precise maneuvers and untraceable energy pulses, the aliens were stunned. Their ships were not destroyed outright, but sensors were jammed, shields disrupted, and communication arrays scrambled. "This is unexpected," Ilvin hissed, his voice tight with tension. "They are not primitive, they are careful, strategic." Alara smiled as she observed the readings. Humanity had not fired a shot in anger, yet they were demonstrating capability far beyond what the Council expected. Stealth technology, synchronized AI, advanced countermeasures, all quietly in place, waiting for a moment they themselves had not yet chosen. The Council convened an emergency session. Whispers of disbelief filled the chamber. "Could it be," a crystalline delegate murmured, "that Earth is more advanced than we imagined?" "They must be hiding something," insisted Tiriac. "No primitive species can organize this efficiently, not without outside help." Meanwhile, humans continued their preparations, launching stealth ships into the Kuiper Belt and beyond, mapping escape corridors and refining automated defenses. Each step was silent, deliberate, invisible. They did not announce their presence. They did not boast. Humanity had learned a lesson long ago. Arrogance and noise were weaknesses. Patience, strategy, and unity were their greatest weapons. Days passed. The Council debated endlessly, sending fleets and scouts, each encountering subtle resistance but unable to detect the full scope of human power. Earth remained quiet. Humanity's silence became a puzzle that gnawed at even the most confident delegates. In orbit above Earth, Alara observed the Council's approaching forces. The alien fleet was vast, formidable, confident, yet she felt no fear. Her people were ready. And though the Council laughed at Earth, she knew one truth. When humans acted, it would be precise, overwhelming, and silent, and no one would see it coming. The first part of the Council's arrogance would soon meet the quiet patience of Earth. And when it did, the galaxy would begin to understand that humans were not to be mocked, not even in jest. The alien fleet hovered at the edges of the solar system, confident in their superiority. Their ships were immense, bristling with energy weapons, shields, and sensors designed to detect any sign of resistance. From their perspective, Earth was a small, primitive world, far below the technology of the Galactic Council's most advanced civilizations. The emissary commander, Ilvin, paced his command bridge, certain that victory would be immediate. "Prepare to descend," Ilvin ordered. "These humans are mere insects. They will scurry when we approach." But humans did not scurry. High above Earth, Captain Alara Jin stood on the bridge of the Odyssey, watching the approaching fleet through advanced sensor feeds. Her crew worked in perfect synchronization, adjusting fleet positions, calibrating stealth systems, and monitoring automated drones scattered across the solar system. Not a single word of warning or challenge would be sent to the aliens. Humanity's plan relied on silence, patience, and precision. Lieutenant Malik, her second-in-command, frowned at the tactical display. They have thousands of ships. If they detect even one fleet, we could be destroyed. Alara's eyes did not leave the feed. They have not detected us, she said calmly. Every sensor we have placed is undetectable. We move in shadows. They will only see what we allow them to see. Remember, they expect chaos. We give them control. Silence is our weapon. As the alien fleet moved closer, the first signs of human preparation began to appear. Small drones emerged from behind asteroids, cloaked and invisible to the Council's sensors. These drones were fast, intelligent, and autonomous. They did not attack immediately but performed detailed scans of the alien ships, mapping weaknesses, shield patterns, and energy flows. When the first alien scout vessel tried to analyze Earth's defenses, it disappeared. Not destroyed violently, but subtly incapacitated. Its engines stalled, sensors fried, and communication arrays jammed. The Council's commanders initially dismissed it as an accident, but soon more scouts vanished under similar mysterious circumstances. Ilvin's confidence began to waver. "Why are our scouts failing?" he demanded. "These are primitive creatures. This cannot be possible." Inside the council chambers, debates erupted. "We misjudged them," Velnar admitted, his tone grim. "Their technology, it is unlike anything we expected. They hide, prepare, and strike without revealing themselves. This is strategy beyond primitive capability." Back on Earth, Alara smiled at the reports. Humanity's fleet remained invisible, scattered across strategic points in the solar system. Automated AI-controlled warships, stealth cruisers, and orbital defense platforms all worked in unison. Each movement was deliberate, designed to confuse, mislead, and prepare for the day humanity would reveal itself. Malik studied the tactical feeds. "They think we are weak," he muttered. "Yet every move we make is deliberate, every fleet, every drone silent but effective." Alara nodded. "They underestimate patience. They underestimate intelligence. They believe that strength is loud. We know better. Strength can be quiet, calculated, and unstoppable." The alien fleet decided to advance. They entered the asteroid belt cautiously, scanning for hidden threats. Yet every attempt to map the region or track human activity was met with interference. Signals scrambled, engines faltered, sensors reported phantom objects, and strange gravitational anomalies made navigation difficult. "What is this?" Ilvin snapped, slamming his clawed hand on the command console. "They have technology we cannot see. They move faster than our sensors allow. This is impossible." Meanwhile, humans began a silent operation beyond Earth's orbit. Small, stealth-capable ships launched in multiple directions, creating phantom fleets and false signals. Automated drones set up cloaked outposts in strategic locations across the solar system, ready to control space lanes and protect Earth without being detected. On the alien command bridge, tension escalated. "They are organized," one officer admitted. "Not chaotic, not reactive, planned, precise, efficient, unbelievably fast. This is not primitive behavior." Inside the council chambers, debates reached a fever pitch. Some delegates argued that humanity should be engaged diplomatically. Others feared that any attempt to communicate would reveal further strengths and weaknesses. Every option seemed risky, and the council's confidence began to crumble. On the human side, Alara monitored the council's fleet. "They expect a fight," she said. "They think speed and firepower are all that matter. We will let them believe it. And when the time comes, we will control the battlefield without firing a single shot unnecessarily." The next phase of humanity's silent departure began. AI-controlled warships, previously hidden, moved into the outer regions of the solar system. They established cloaked positions along likely paths of alien advance, using long-range sensors and stealth technology to map every possible movement. The Council fleet encountered small signs of resistance, scrambled sensors, minor system failures, and mysterious energy fluctuations. They assumed these were primitive traps, perhaps limited to planetary defense. But the scope was far greater. Humanity's reach extended across the solar system, and each new anomaly revealed only a fraction of their power. Ilvin's frustration grew. "They are hiding something massive," he said. "Prepare all units. Do not allow them to escape. They will not win against the Council." Alara reviewed the reports. Humanity had not yet engaged directly. No weapons had fired, no casualties had occurred. Yet the aliens were confused, cautious, and increasingly anxious. Humans had achieved something extraordinary. They controlled the narrative without making a sound. Lieutenant Malik shook his head. "It is incredible. They think they have the advantage, but we have already taken control. They see shadows, echoes, fragments, nothing more." Alara nodded. "Exactly. When they think they are ready to attack, they will find themselves surrounded, observed, and outmaneuvered. The Council cannot anticipate what they do not understand, and they cannot understand what they cannot detect." Days passed. Humanity continued its silent expansion. Cloaked fleets moved toward the outer planets, automated warships stationed near strategic points in deep space, and stealth drones mapped escape routes and supply lines. The Council could detect anomalies, but they could not pinpoint their source. Alien scouts reported phantom fleets, disappearing ships, and strange energy signatures. Panic began to spread among the commanders. "They are everywhere," one whispered. "We cannot see them, yet they control the field." Ilvin's confidence cracked. "We underestimated them. We assumed weakness, but we were wrong. They are organized, strategic, patient, intelligent beyond our expectations." Back on the Odyssey, Alara smiled as she observed the alien fleet's confusion. Humanity's operation was proceeding perfectly. Their silence had turned the Council's confidence into doubt. Their invisibility had created fear, and their patience had created power. In orbit, small bursts of communication signals were intercepted, deliberate, yet misleading. The Council interpreted them as attempts at contact or surrender, but in reality, humans used these signals to manipulate sensor readings and mislead alien strategists. Every move was designed to maintain the illusion of weakness while preparing the next phase of silent expansion. On Earth, citizens remained unaware of the full extent of the operation. Life continued normally in cities, towns, and research facilities. Scientists studied distant stars, engineers developed new propulsion systems, and politicians debated trivial matters. Humanity's secret strength remained invisible to all except those entrusted with its knowledge. As the alien fleet hesitated at the edge of the asteroid belt, a subtle message reached the Council chambers. Humanity had left Earth, without a word, moving silently into the galaxy with precision, efficiency, and intelligence. Fleet positions, supply lines, and strategic sectors were being controlled, all without engagement, all without announcement. Counselors stared at the reports, unable to comprehend what they saw. "They left?" asked Velnar, stunned. "They moved beyond their planet silently, and we did not even notice." "Yes," confirmed Tiriac, his usual arrogance gone. "They have not fought us. They have not even challenged us openly. Yet they control everything we thought we understood. How is this possible?" In the human fleet, Alara addressed her crew. "This is only the beginning. They believe they are in control. They believe the galaxy is theirs to dominate. Patience has made them blind. Silence has made them fearful. And intelligence has made us untouchable. One day they will see the truth, but for now we leave without a word." The alien fleet remained at the solar system's edge, confused and frustrated. They could sense humanity's presence, yet they could not locate it. Every sensor, every scout, every probe was deceived. Humanity had turned the Council's strength into weakness, not through battle, but through strategy, intelligence, and silence. As the human fleet spread into the galaxy, establishing cloaked outposts and observing key sectors, the Council struggled to respond. Every plan they made was met with invisible countermeasures, every strategy undermined by foresight, patience, and technology. Humans had left the solar system, but the Council realized with growing horror. They had not left Earth weak, they had left the galaxy in human hands, silently and deliberately. Alara looked at the stars ahead. The Council had laughed. They had mocked Earth. They had expected chaos, weakness, and surrender, and humanity had given them none of it. Silence, strategy, and intelligence had turned the tide, and the galaxy would never underestimate humans again. The Galactic Council was in chaos. Their fleets hovered near the outer edges of what humans had once called their solar system, bewildered by the impossible. Entire sectors, previously assumed empty or weak, now displayed subtle human influence. Drones, cloaked fleets, and outposts had quietly claimed strategic positions in ways the Council could neither understand nor predict. Counselors gathered in emergency sessions, their holographic projections flickering with reports from scouts and observers. "How could a primitive species do this?" demanded Velnar, his deep voice trembling with a mix of disbelief and fear. "We should have conquered them in hours, yet we cannot even locate their fleets." "They are everywhere and nowhere," Tyriak admitted reluctantly. "Their ships move silently, their drones operate without detection, and their AI systems anticipate every move we make. It is beyond any primitive capability." On the other side of the galaxy, humanity's fleet moved methodically, establishing influence in sectors with speed and precision. No shots were fired, no war declared. Humans did not seek conquest through fear or destruction. They sought control through intelligence, patience, and strategy. Each fleet and outpost was a calculated piece in a vast cosmic puzzle, designed to observe, protect, and manage without unnecessary confrontation. Captain Alara Jin stood on the bridge of the flagship Odyssey, observing multiple star systems on the holographic display. Her crew was calm, efficient, and silent. Each human ship knew its mission perfectly. Every drone, every stealth ship, every AI-controlled outpost functioned autonomously yet in perfect coordination. The galaxy had no idea humanity had arrived, and it would not realize the full scale of their presence for months, perhaps years. Lieutenant Malik, standing beside her, pointed to a cluster of sensor readings. "They are finally starting to notice us," he said. "The Council's fleets are confused, retreating, and repositioning. They don't know where we are, yet they can feel our presence." Alara smiled. "That is the advantage of strategy over arrogance. They expected loud, visible action. They expected chaos. We have given them none of it. All they see is shadows of our power, and soon they will realize those shadows are only the beginning." Meanwhile, deep within the council chambers, fear and tension had replaced arrogance and laughter. Delegates debated furiously. Some argued for immediate confrontation, others suggested cautious diplomacy. "We cannot ignore them," one crystal-bodied delegate said. "They do not attack openly, yet they control regions beyond our reach. If we act hastily, we will fall into traps we cannot see." The Council had misjudged humanity. They had assumed that strength was measured by visible fleets and direct combat. They had laughed at Earth, expecting weakness. And now they understood humans did not need to fight loudly to dominate. Humans acted with intelligence, patience, and subtlety. Back in the human fleet, operations expanded. Cloaked ships moved into uncharted sectors, observing alien civilizations without detection. Automated outposts were established near critical points, capable of defending themselves and reporting activity to central AI systems. Every action was deliberate, every move strategic, every decision coordinated. Humans were everywhere, yet no one could see them. Alara addressed her crew through the bridge comm system. Remember, we do not seek conflict unless necessary. Our goal is observation, protection, and influence. Let them think they are in control. Let them underestimate us. Our power lies in patience and intelligence, not noise or destruction. Humanity's silent expansion continued. Reports of mysterious phenomena reached the Council. Ships appearing and disappearing, energy fluctuations in previously stable sectors, and automated drones monitoring trade routes. The Council's scientists and strategists could not make sense of it. Every attempt to analyze or respond only led to further confusion. Ilvin, the emissary commander, paced on his bridge. "We were wrong," he admitted, his voice tight with tension. "They did not surrender. They did not fight openly. Yet they have claimed influence over every region we tried to monitor. They have outsmarted us without a single shot fired." The Council realized something uncomfortable. Humans were not aggressive conquerors, nor were they primitive. They were organized, intelligent, and patient. Their silence was a weapon, and their strategy had given them control far beyond what any species could have imagined. Within the human fleet, Alara and her officers observed alien movements. The Council tried to probe, to locate, to negotiate, but humanity remained invisible, untouchable, and precise. Not a single human ship had been lost, not a single weapon fired in anger. Humanity had rewritten the rules of engagement without confrontation. Malik studied the alien signals. "They're panicking," he said quietly. "They cannot understand what they see. Every plan they make is anticipated. Every move is countered before it begins. They are afraid of something they cannot even detect." Alara nodded. "Exactly. Fear is powerful. They laugh at those they consider weak. But when weakness surprises them, when patience and intelligence reveal themselves, fear follows. And fear is the greatest advantage we can have." Weeks passed. Humanity's influence quietly expanded throughout the galaxy. Outposts controlled trade routes, monitored strategic locations, and protected vulnerable civilizations. No one knew the full scale of human power, and the Council's fleets were left scrambling, repositioning, and recalculating endlessly. Finally, a delegate of the Council spoke aloud in disbelief. "We laughed at Earth. We mocked them. We assumed weakness. And yet they control more than we do. They do not fight openly, yet they are everywhere. How can this be?" Alara watched the reports from the Odyssey. Humanity's fleet was no longer just protecting Earth. It was silently overseeing entire sectors, ensuring stability, observing alien civilizations, and preparing for the future. The galaxy would not realize it yet, but humans had become a dominant force, not through pride, not through violence, but through intelligence, strategy, and patience. A holographic alert appeared on the bridge. An alien vessel had been detected near a cluster of newly established human outposts. Sensors showed no aggressive action, only observation. Yet the vessel stopped dead in space, shields disrupted, sensors jammed, unable to proceed. It was humanity's silent warning. "We are here and you cannot comprehend us." Malik raised an eyebrow. "They still think they are in control," he said. "And yet they cannot move freely. They do not know what is real and what is decoy. Humanity has outmaneuvered them completely." Alara's smile was faint but assured. "Let them realize it slowly. Let their arrogance crumble over time. When they finally understand our presence, it will not be through fear or anger. It will be through respect." The Council convened again, this time with unease replacing arrogance. Reports of human fleets, AI outposts, and cloaked operations filled the chamber. Delegates whispered to one another. Humans had not only survived but thrived, silently asserting influence without a single open conflict. "They are not primitive," admitted Velnar, voice heavy with regret. "They are not aggressive conquerors. They are intelligent, patient, and precise, and we have underestimated them." "Underestimated is an understatement," said Tyriak. They have outmaneuvered us at every turn, silently, invisibly. We cannot even begin to anticipate their next move. They are extraordinary. On Earth, life continued as normal. Citizens were unaware of the galactic influence humanity had achieved. Scientists studied distant stars, engineers developed propulsion systems, and students learned about history and culture. Humanity's true power remained hidden, revealed only to those entrusted with the knowledge of the fleet and AI systems. In deep space, human ships continued their silent patrols, monitoring sectors, establishing outposts, and observing alien civilizations. Every movement was precise, deliberate, and coordinated. Not a single ship revealed itself unnecessarily. Humanity's strategy relied not on aggression, but on intelligence and patience. Ilara addressed her crew once more. "We have done what the Council thought impossible. We have left Earth without a word, and yet the galaxy now recognizes our presence. Our silence has spoken louder than any weapon. Remember this: strength is not always visible, and power does not need to be declared." The alien fleet, once confident, now operated in uncertainty. They could sense human influence, yet they could not challenge it. Every attempt to act resulted in failure or confusion. The Council had learned a lesson the hard way. Arrogance and laughter are dangerous when facing a species that combines intelligence, patience, and unity. And humanity continued silently, observing, protecting, and preparing for the future. They had left Earth without a word, yet their influence now extended across the galaxy. The Council had laughed. They had mocked Earth. They had expected weakness. And in return, they received silence, patience, and a demonstration of intelligence beyond imagination. The galaxy would never underestimate humans again. Silence, strategy, and intelligence had triumphed over arrogance. And from the shadows of the stars, humanity watched and waited, ready for whatever the future might bring.